Let's talk about something that is getting a lot of attention right now. An over-the-counter gel that claims it can help men get an erection almost instantly. If you've spent any time online lately, you've probably seen ads promising fast erections, no prescription needed, and results in minutes. These products are being marketed as revolutionary solutions for men who struggle with erections. But here's the question we really need to ask. Do these gels actually work, and are they safe? Because when it comes to your sexual health, you deserve facts, not marketing hype. Today, we're going to break down what these erection gels are, how they're supposed to work, what the science actually says, and the important things every man should know before putting anything on such a sensitive part of the body. Have you ever wondered why so many products promise instant results when it comes to sexual performance? Everywhere you look online, there are ads claiming you can fix erection problems overnight with a gel, pill, or supplement. The promise sounds simple. Apply this, take that, and everything will work perfectly again. But here's the truth most people never stop to think about. Your sexual health is not controlled by a single product. It's controlled by your body, your lifestyle, and the choices you make every single day. The moment you start understanding that, you begin to take real control of your sexual health instead of letting marketing messages control you. Think about this for a moment. Your body is an incredibly complex system. Erections involve the brain, nerves, blood vessels, hormones, and emotions all working together at the same time. That means when something changes, whether it's stress, poor sleep, unhealthy habits, or circulation issues, your body sends signals. One of those signals can be difficulty getting or maintaining an erection. Many men see that as a problem they need to hide or fix quickly, but what if you looked at it differently? What if instead of seeing it as a weakness, you saw it as valuable information about your health? Here's something most people don't realize. Erectile difficulties can sometimes appear years before other health problems become obvious. That means your body might actually be giving you an early warning sign. When you choose to take control of your sexual health, you're not just improving your performance in the bedroom, you're improving your overall well-being. And that shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. Now imagine the difference between two approaches. One person sees an advertisement promising instant results and hopes a quick product will solve everything. The other person pauses and asks deeper questions. Why is this happening? Is my sleep affecting my hormones? Is stress affecting my brain and nervous system? Am I taking care of my cardiovascular health? That second approach puts you back in the driver's seat. Instead of reacting to a problem, you start understanding it. There's also something else that happens when you take ownership of your health. Confidence begins to grow. Real confidence doesn't come from a temporary solution in a bottle. It comes from knowing that you're actively improving your body and your life. It comes from building habits that support stronger circulation, balanced hormones, and a healthier mind. When those systems improve, sexual performance often improves naturally as well. Another important part of taking control is becoming a smarter consumer. Not every product on the market is backed by strong scientific evidence. Marketing can be extremely convincing, especially when it targets something personal like sexual performance. But understanding how your body works helps you separate real medical information from exaggerated claims. Instead of feeling desperate for a solution, you begin evaluating options with clarity and confidence. Many people underestimate how empowering knowledge can be. When you learn about your body, your hormones, and your circulation, things start to make sense. Suddenly you realize that sexual health is closely connected to heart health, stress levels, sleep quality, and daily habits. That awareness changes how you approach your health decisions. Taking control of your sexual health is not about chasing instant fixes. It's about becoming informed, proactive, and intentional with the way you treat your body. It's about recognizing that your health is something you influence every day through the choices you make, the habits you build, and the information you trust. And when you begin to see your health through that lens, you stop relying on quick solutions and start building real confidence from the inside out. Why are quick fixes so appealing when it comes to sexual performance? The idea of taking a pill, applying a gel, or using a supplement that promises instant results can feel incredibly tempting. In a world where everything moves fast, it's easy to believe that sexual health should also have a fast solution. But here's a powerful question to think about. If the problem developed over months or years, is it realistic to expect it to disappear in a few minutes? Many products are marketed with the promise of immediate improvement. The message is simple and attractive. No effort, no lifestyle change, just instant results. But the reality of how the body works is very different. Erections depend heavily on healthy blood flow, nerve signaling, hormone balance, and mental well-being. Those systems don't change instantly because of a single product. They improve gradually when the body itself becomes healthier. Now consider something fascinating about the human body. When you improve circulation, reduce stress, sleep better, and support your cardiovascular health, you're not just helping one part of your body, you're strengthening the entire system that makes erections possible. That means the most powerful improvements often come from consistent habits rather than quick solutions. Think about blood flow for a moment. Erections depend on the ability of blood vessels to relax and allow blood to fill the erectile tissue. If circulation is reduced due to inactivity, poor diet, smoking, or chronic stress, the body may struggle to maintain strong erections. A temporary product might attempt to stimulate the area, but it doesn't address the underlying circulation problem. Improving heart health, on the other hand, strengthens the entire vascular system. Another key factor is hormone balance. Testosterone levels, sleep quality, and stress hormones all influence sexual performance. Chronic stress can increase cortisol levels, which may interfere with sexual desire and erectile function. Sleep deprivation can disrupt testosterone production. These factors don't improve instantly with a quick fix, but they can improve dramatically when healthy habits become part of daily life. There's also the psychological side of sexual performance, which is often underestimated. Anxiety, pressure to perform, and self-doubt can all interfere with erections. When someone becomes focused on finding a fast solution, it can actually increase performance pressure. But when the focus shifts toward improving overall health and confidence, the mind becomes calmer and the body responds more naturally. What's interesting is that many men who improve their physical health notice improvements in multiple areas at once. Energy levels increase, sleep becomes deeper, mood stabilizes, confidence grows, and often sexual performance improves along with these changes. That's because the body's systems are deeply connected. Long-term solutions also create consistency. Quick fixes may produce unpredictable results, which can lead to frustration and uncertainty. But when improvements come from healthier blood vessels, better hormone balance, and reduced stress, the results tend to be more stable and reliable. This is why focusing on real, long-term solutions can be so powerful. Instead of chasing temporary results, you begin strengthening the very systems responsible for sexual performance. That shift in mindset transforms sexual health from something reactive into something proactive, where daily choices, movement, nutrition, sleep, and stress management become the true foundation for stronger and more reliable erections. What if the symptoms you're experiencing are not just problems, but messages? Many people think of the body as something that suddenly breaks without warning. But the truth is, the body is constantly communicating. Every change in energy, sleep, mood, and sexual performance can be a signal that something deeper is happening beneath the surface. The question is not whether your body is sending signals. The real question is whether you're paying attention to them. When erections become less reliable, many men immediately search for a fast solution. The instinct is understandable. Sexual performance is closely tied to confidence and identity, so when something changes, it can feel frustrating or even alarming. But instead of viewing the issue as something to hide or quickly patch, it can be far more powerful to view it as useful information about your health. Here's something fascinating that many people don't realize. The blood vessels in the penis are actually smaller than many of the blood vessels in other parts of the body, including the heart. Because of this, changes in circulation can sometimes show up in sexual performance before they appear elsewhere. In other words, the body may be revealing early signs of circulation problems through erectile difficulties long before other symptoms develop. That's why paying attention to these signals can be incredibly valuable. Instead of ignoring them or masking them with temporary solutions, you can start asking important questions. Are stress levels constantly high? Has sleep quality declined? Has physical activity decreased over time? Are there underlying health conditions that may be affecting blood flow or nerve function? When you start exploring these possibilities, you begin to see sexual health as part of a much bigger picture. Another important factor is mental and emotional health. The brain plays a critical role in sexual function. Stress, anxiety, and constant mental pressure can interfere with the signals that trigger an erection. Imagine trying to relax and focus on intimacy while your mind is overwhelmed with worries about work, finances, or personal responsibilities. The nervous system may shift into a stress response mode, making it harder for the body to fully relax and respond sexually. Listening to your body also means recognizing patterns. Maybe erections are weaker after nights of poor sleep. Maybe stress during the day affects performance later in the evening. Maybe energy levels have gradually declined over time. These patterns provide clues about what your body needs. The most empowering shift happens when you stop seeing symptoms as enemies and start seeing them as guidance. Your body is incredibly intelligent. It constantly adjusts, adapts, and communicates through subtle signals. When something changes, it often means the body is asking for attention, support, or balance. For example, improving sleep habits can restore hormone balance and boost energy. Reducing stress can calm the nervous system and improve blood flow. Increasing physical activity can strengthen the cardiovascular system and support healthier circulation. These changes often start with simply recognizing what the body has been trying to communicate. There's also a psychological benefit to this approach. Instead of feeling powerless or embarrassed about a symptom, you begin to feel curious and proactive. Curiosity leads to awareness, and awareness leads to better decisions about health. That mindset transforms a frustrating situation into an opportunity to improve your overall well-being. The body rarely stays silent. It continuously provides signals about what it needs, what it's missing, and what might be out of balance. When you start paying attention to those signals, especially changes in sexual health, you gain insight into the deeper systems that keep the body functioning at its best. What if the real secret to stronger sexual performance isn't hidden in a pill, a gel, or a supplement, but in the daily habits you build? It's a surprising idea for many people because modern culture often pushes the belief that confidence and performance can be bought instantly. But the truth is far more powerful. Real confidence is built, not purchased. And when it comes to sexual health, the habits you practice every day quietly shape how your body performs. Think about the word confidence for a moment. Confidence doesn't come from hoping something will work. It comes from knowing your body is strong, healthy, and capable. When your body feels energized, when your circulation is strong, when your mind is clear, that confidence naturally carries into every part of life, including intimacy. It's not something you force. It's something that develops from the inside out. One of the most powerful ways to build that foundation is through regular physical activity. Exercise improves blood circulation throughout the entire body, including the blood vessels responsible for erections. Movement strengthens the cardiovascular system, allowing the heart to pump blood more efficiently. When circulation improves, oxygen and nutrients reach tissues more effectively, and that includes the erectile tissues that rely on strong blood flow for proper function. But exercise doesn't just affect the body physically, it also transforms how the brain works. Physical activity releases chemicals that improve mood, reduce stress, and increase mental clarity. Stress and anxiety are two of the most common hidden contributors to sexual performance difficulties. When stress levels drop and the mind becomes calmer, the body becomes more responsive to sexual stimulation. Nutrition is another habit that plays a major role in sexual health. The body depends on nutrients to maintain healthy blood vessels, balanced hormones, and stable energy levels. Diets high in processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can gradually affect circulation and metabolic health. Over time, these factors may contribute to reduced blood flow and lower energy levels. On the other hand, nutrient-rich foods support heart health, improve vascular function, and help maintain the hormonal balance that supports sexual performance. Sleep is often the most overlooked factor. Many people underestimate how important sleep is for hormone regulation and recovery. Testosterone levels, which influence sexual desire and performance, are closely linked to sleep quality. When sleep is consistently disrupted or shortened, hormone production can decline. The body also becomes more fatigued, which affects both physical energy and mental focus. Healthy habits also create something incredibly valuable: consistency. When the body receives regular movement, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest, its systems begin to function more predictably. Blood vessels remain flexible, hormones stay balanced, and energy levels stabilize. This consistency can translate into more reliable sexual performance and greater confidence in intimate situations. There's also a psychological shift that happens when someone commits to healthier habits. Each positive action, going for a walk, choosing nutritious foods, prioritizing sleep, reinforces a sense of control and self-respect. Over time, that sense of control builds self-assurance. Instead of worrying about performance, the focus shifts toward overall well-being. What's fascinating is that many men notice improvements in multiple areas of life once these habits become consistent. Energy improves, mood stabilizes, stress becomes easier to manage, physical stamina increases, and often, sexual health improves alongside these changes because the body is functioning more efficiently as a whole system. Healthy habits may not promise instant results, but they provide something far more valuable: a stronger body, a calmer mind, and a deeper sense of confidence that comes from knowing you are actively supporting your health every single day. Have you ever noticed how convincing health advertisements can be? A bold headline appears on the screen promising fast results, dramatic transformations, and effortless solutions. The language is designed to grab attention instantly. Doctor recommended, clinically proven, instant results, or breakthrough formula. Within seconds, it can make almost anyone feel like they've discovered the missing solution to a frustrating problem. But here's a powerful question worth asking. How often do we stop and examine whether those claims are actually supported by strong scientific evidence? Choosing science over hype begins with understanding how health information spreads. Marketing is designed to create excitement and urgency. It often highlights the best possible outcome while leaving out important details about limitations, side effects, or the quality of the research behind a product. This doesn't mean every product is ineffective, but it does mean that claims should be evaluated carefully before trusting them. Science works very differently from marketing. Real scientific evidence requires controlled studies, repeated testing, and careful analysis of results. Researchers compare treatments, measure outcomes, and examine whether the benefits consistently appear across different groups of people. This process takes time, but it helps ensure that medical recommendations are based on reliable data rather than isolated success stories or testimonials. Testimonials can be incredibly persuasive. Hearing someone say that a product completely transformed their life can make it seem extremely convincing. But personal experiences don't always reflect what happens for most people. Many factors influence health outcomes, including lifestyle, genetics, overall health, and psychological expectations. That's why scientific studies look at large groups of participants instead of relying on individual stories. Another important concept in medical research is reproducibility. If a treatment truly works, researchers should be able to observe similar results when the study is repeated under similar conditions. When results cannot be consistently reproduced, scientists question whether the original findings were influenced by chance, bias, or uncontrolled factors. This is one reason why evidence-based medicine values multiple high-quality studies rather than single reports. There is also the issue of regulation. Prescription medications typically go through rigorous testing before they are approved for medical use. This includes evaluating safety, effectiveness, proper dosing, and potential side effects. Many over-the-counter supplements and topical products do not undergo the same level of testing before appearing on the market. As a result, the strength of evidence supporting their claims can vary widely. Learning to evaluate health information critically can be incredibly empowering. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by bold claims and persuasive marketing, you begin asking thoughtful questions. Has this product been studied in controlled clinical trials? Were the results published in reputable scientific journals? Do medical professionals widely recommend it based on evidence? This approach doesn't require becoming a scientist. It simply involves developing a habit of curiosity and healthy skepticism. When people take a moment to investigate the evidence behind health claims, they often discover that the most reliable recommendations come from well-established research rather than trending advertisements. Another advantage of trusting science is that it focuses on long-term health outcomes rather than quick promises. Evidence-based approaches aim to improve underlying biological systems such as circulation, hormone balance, metabolic health, and nerve function. When these systems improve, the benefits extend beyond a single symptom and contribute to overall well-being. The world of health information can be confusing, especially when powerful marketing messages appear everywhere online. But when individuals prioritize evidence, research, and credible medical guidance, they gain a clearer understanding of what truly supports the body's natural functions and what may simply be exaggerated hype designed to capture attention. What if the choices you make today quietly shape your health years from now? Most people think about health in the present moment, how they feel today, how much energy they have right now, or whether something works immediately. But the human body doesn't operate only in the present. It's constantly responding to patterns over time. Every habit, every routine, and every lifestyle decision slowly builds a trajectory for the future. When it comes to sexual health and overall vitality, those long-term patterns matter more than many people realize. Imagine two different paths. On one path, someone ignores early signs that their body might need attention. Stress continues to build, sleep becomes irregular, physical activity decreases, and unhealthy habits gradually become routine. Nothing dramatic happens overnight, but small changes accumulate. Circulation may slowly decline, energy levels may drop, and the body may become less responsive over time. On the other path, someone decides to treat their health as an investment rather than a reaction. They start paying attention to what their body needs. They begin prioritizing movement, rest, balanced nutrition, and stress management. These decisions might seem small in the moment, but they compound over time in powerful ways. The concept of investing in health works very much like investing in financial stability. A single deposit might not seem life-changing, but consistent deposits over months and years create meaningful growth. The same principle applies to the body. Consistent healthy actions strengthen the cardiovascular system, support hormone balance, and maintain the flexibility of blood vessels that allow healthy circulation. Circulation is especially important when discussing sexual performance. Erections depend heavily on the ability of blood vessels to expand and deliver adequate blood flow to erectile tissue. When cardiovascular health improves, blood vessels remain more flexible and responsive. That improved circulation doesn't just benefit one organ, it supports the entire body, including the brain, muscles, and heart. Hormonal balance is another system that benefits from long-term investment in health. Hormones regulate energy, mood, metabolism, and sexual desire. Sleep quality, stress levels, and physical activity all influence hormone production. When sleep is consistently adequate and stress is managed effectively, the body maintains a more stable hormonal environment that supports both physical and mental vitality. Mental well-being is also deeply connected to this long-term perspective. When individuals invest in their health, they often experience increased confidence and resilience. Instead of worrying about quick solutions, they develop trust in the strength and adaptability of their body. That sense of trust can reduce anxiety, which itself plays an important role in sexual performance and overall quality of life. Another powerful aspect of long-term health investment is prevention. Many chronic conditions that affect circulation and nerve function develop gradually over years. By adopting healthier habits earlier, individuals can significantly reduce the risk of developing problems later. Preventive care doesn't always receive as much attention as treatment, but it often has the greatest impact on lifelong health. What's remarkable about the human body is its ability to adapt positively when given the right support. Blood vessels can become healthier, muscles can grow stronger, sleep patterns can stabilize, and stress responses can improve. Even small improvements in daily routines can begin shifting the body toward better performance and greater resilience. When someone begins viewing health through the lens of long-term investment, every positive decision carries more meaning. A workout becomes more than exercise. It becomes a contribution to future energy and strength. A good night's sleep becomes more than rest. It becomes an investment in hormonal balance and mental clarity. Nutritious meals become fuel for stronger circulation and improved metabolic health. Over time, these decisions build a foundation that supports not only sexual health but overall vitality, allowing the body to perform with greater strength, stability, and confidence as the years move forward.